Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you watch my show, as always, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a pre-fight show for UFC Dos Anjos versus Edwards, which is a welterweight clash. This is going to be a great fight. Sparks are going to fly, and yeah, it's pre-fight rundown of the main card with predictions, so let's get started. So, to kick off the main card, in the heavyweight division, we have Andre the Pitbull Arlovski versus Ben Rothwell. I got to go with Arlovski on this one. I think he wins by, I think, second or third round knockout here. I think Arlovski is hungry for a win, and I think he has the boxing skills enough to give Ben Rothwell some problems. Ben Rothwell is kind of slow and sluggish at times. And yeah, Ben Rothwell can throw one big haymaker or two, but I think Arlovski's boxing skill is good enough to avoid that. And he's hungry for a win. I mean, so is Ben Rothwell hungry for a win, but I think Arlovski's takedown defense will hold up, and I think he'll keep it standing, and his boxing will be the key factor here. Then in the lightweight division, we have Alexander Hernandez versus Francisco Trinaldo. Nothing against Francisco Trinaldo. He's a great guy, talented fighter. But you got to give it to Alexander Hernandez. I mean, this guy is just, tearing through the competition for the most part. Yes, he has, he has had roadblocks more recently, but I think this is his fight to win. I think the cardio is going to be the difference maker here, and I think he gets it done by decision, unanimous. Then also in the lightweight division, we have James Vick versus Dan Hooker. This one, okay, you got two talented prospects at lightweight. Both have been in the UFC for some time. I think James Vick's going to feed off that crowd in Texas, and he's going to come out victorious with a big win here. And I could see him possibly getting a knockout win. I think Dan Hooker, his submission skills obviously pose a threat to James Vick. However, I think James Vick's going to keep it standing, and he's going to knock out Dan Hooker at some point. I'll say James Vick, second round knockout. Then in the heavyweight division, we have Greg Hardy versus Juan Adams. Two knockout artists at heavyweight. I got to go with Greg Hardy here. I think he comes from a great training camp. I think he's hungry for a win. And I think Juan Adams is good competition for Greg, but I think Greg Hardy gets it done here and wins by first round knockout. Then also in the heavyweight division, we have Alexei Oleinik versus Walt Harris. I got to go with Walt Harris on this one. I think Walt Harris wins by probably knockout in the first round. I think Walt Harris has heavy hands, and I think he just lands a good, nice, clean shot on Oleinik. Oleinik obviously has great submission skills. However, I think Walt Harris has a good enough wrestling background to avoid the ground game of Oleinik, and I'm sure that's his game plan, is to keep it standing and knock him out, and I think Walt Harris gets it done by knockout. Then in the main event, we have in the welterweight division, we have Rafael Dos Anjos versus Leon Edwards. I went back and forth on this one, but I got to go with Leon Edwards. I for the longest time was like, oh, this is RDA's fight to win. He has to win this one. But looking at it, I got to go with Leon Edwards. I think Leon Edwards is going to put on a striking clinic against RDA for 5 rounds and win by unanimous decision here. So there you have it. There's my predictions. And stay tuned in the near future for my post-fight show, as always, on this great card. And definitely check out the prelims with Sam Alvey against Abreu and Aldana versus Pennington. Those are going to be some great prelims right there. So anyways, as always, until then, see ya.